company I actually invested my own money in because I loved it so much after doing the due diligence. And here's the thing that I love about this company, which is still true today. It was true 2 years ago, and it's even more true today. This company, for an investor, is really still in a low-risk position, but pre-momentum. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But it's very hard to find those combinations. And usually, pre-momentum, quite risky time for a network marketing company. This company, because of everything that it's put together, the management, the profit, the product, the financial partners that it has, right? So now Rain has an investment bank. It has a private equity guy who came in as an investor, David Dame, and it has a brilliant investor over in Asia. Our Asian partner, Danny Peng, did a brilliant job of bringing in Frankie. Frankie is probably the best finance partner we could ever dream of. And he's there putting together this brilliant infrastructure for you over in Asia, and that you can go feel comfortable to go and build your company, grow 10 times the size it is right now in that Asian market, and they've got the infrastructure and resources to handle it. So you are in a really unique position because most pre-momentum network marketing companies do not have that kind of financial support before they hit momentum. It just doesn't exist. It's very rare. I don't know any other company that I've ever seen around here that has been in that kind of position. So that is a huge benefit to you, right? And I hope that you understand that that should be giving you some confidence. This is one of my key things. I'm hoping to give you more confidence in the company and more confidence to invest, because the more confidence you have, the more you're going to focus on this and the more you're going to invest in it. And that's going to help you transfer that confidence to people you're talking to bring in. So let's come back to the 4 keys to being really successful in the business. First, you got to pick the right company. I'm here to tell you that Rain is the right company in this industry, and I applaud all of you for picking and making that choice. Some of you took a leap of faith. You didn't know everything that I knew, and you got involved without knowing everything, and I congratulate you for that, but I'm telling you, you're in the right place with the right company. Second thing I want to talk about, getting in at the right time. Let's just talk about this for a few minutes, okay? Timing is really, really huge when you're an investor, and you're all investors. So what is the right time to get involved in investment? I want to give you a quick little example of something that happened to me back in 2002. A company that I started called Cumin was growing like crazy, and I decided to do a public offering, take it public, get it listed on the American Stock Exchange. And so you have to file these papers with the government, which is called the SEC. It's a big document that cost me $500,000 in legal fees to prepare. Okay? I filed it with the SEC. It takes about 6 months. And after I filed it, the Iraq war broke out. And the stock market just crashed because everybody's scared. And that's when IPOs get canceled, right? And I just thought, oh, I just lost my $500,000 in legal fees because my IPO is going to get canceled, and I'm going to have to start this all over in 1 or 2 years. So that's just timing. I had nothing to do with that, right? However, I got really lucky. I had nothing to do with this either. But the Iraq war got over really quick, and everybody got positive, and the stock market came back, and my IPO got completed. It didn't need to get canceled. So I was very fortunate. If I would have filed my IPO 6 months earlier and was just about ready to complete it and the Iraq war broke out, I would have been over. I would have lost it. So timing is critical. Let me give you one other timing example. How many of you know what Snapchat is? Just raise your hand. Snapchat. Not many of you, okay. All of your kids know what it is, I guarantee that. It's an app on a phone, and basically it allows you to take a picture of yourself and send it to a network of friends that are your Snapchat friends, and when they see the picture, it disappears in 3 seconds. They can't save it, right? So guess what kind of pictures kids are sending to each other, right? So this company only started a couple of years ago, and when it started, I happen to have some inside information on the investors and how this thing happened, because it's taken a couple rounds of investment. But if you can see here, somebody bought 10% of the company a couple years ago for $500,000. And that was before the company was even out in the marketplace. It's in the marketplace, and this product went viral. Kids started just sending it to everybody, and the growth took off. Long story short, they raised another round of money, and 18 months after the first investor put in $500,000, his investment was worth $80 million. That's pretty good timing, right? So when you have a company that's going to grow really fast, where do you think is the best place to invest, right? Of course, it's riskier here, but this is where you want to get in right before it goes viral. Now, the analogy for network marketing companies is it's before momentum, right? That's the best place that you can invest in a network marketing company and get the biggest return. Sure, if somebody invested up here, which they did, someone invested up there, and they're betting on the company's going to keep growing, but they're not going to get the same kind of return on the investment that this guy did, right? So they'll still make money, but they won't get that kind of return. Same thing in network marketing. If you get in before momentum, because during that momentum phase, it's usually about 80% of the company's growth. And it typically happens in a relatively short period of time, about 2 years. And then the company keeps growing. But if you're going to invest, where do you think you get a bigger return on your investment, your time? Do you think it's here, before momentum, or after momentum? Before, right? And that's the thing I hope you need to understand. Timing makes a big difference. Rain is pre-momentum. So the number of hours you put in today are worth a lot more than the number of hours you put in after momentum. Those hours after momentum are still good. You'll still make a return on them, but you won't get the same kind of return as you get on the hours you put in now, before pre-momentum. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes. Okay? So, timing. Right now, you guys picked the right company, and you got in at the right time. It's brilliant. And that's how you make a lot of money. I'm telling you, go ahead and put it in your little smartphones, in your calendar, 2 years from now. You can quote me, 2 years from now, the next conference we do will be at least 10 times bigger than this. It should be at least 10 times bigger. Now, if I'm right, and I am, that means you should be making 10 times more than you're making right now. How many of you like that? Okay. Would that make a difference in your life? At least 10 times more than you're making now. So, but you have to be active. You can't just sit back. And again, that's why you're here. So I applaud you for that. But that's the potential that can happen in the next 2 years. And guess what? I think that's right when momentum's going to start. And 2 years after that, you could be making 10 times more than that time. That's the way this business works. Right? So right now is the time to really be investing. So your hours today are worth more than your hours after momentum. We talked about that, right? Really key for you to understand. So I want you to commit. I want you to be thinking about right now, how many hours can you put in? How much can you invest in this company? Because this is how you can potentially set yourself up for the rest of your life over the next 2 to 4 years. This is where your investment can bring you the biggest return literally for the rest of your life. Kind of like this guy that put in $500,000. He really doesn't have to need to work much more, right? 80 million is not bad in 18 months. Well, all right, let me wrap up with a couple more things here. We've talked about the top 2 things, picking the right company and getting in at the right time. That's half the battle of being successful in this business. You're halfway there. Now, you need to be putting time in, like we talked about, but consistent time is important. Consistent time is really, really important to be successful in this business and any business, right? And then 4, you need to be good at this proven system that they're going to give you, the tools they're going to give you. I'm not going to talk about that. That's what everybody else is talking about here. That's what they're good at. But you need to get good at that. And you don't have to be good at everything. It's like we're talking about on a basketball team, you can be super fast and be a great guard, or you can be really tall and jump really high and be a great forward or center. You don't have to be great at everything. This is a team. Find out what you're naturally good at. Triangles, squares, circles, squiggles. Figure out what you're naturally good at and get really good at that. And that's how you're going to be able to make the most money in this business. And get a team to support you. That's what this is all about, right? That's it. And by the way, I am a triangle, but I like hugs. Just so you know. Okay. So I think I'm a triangle inside of a circle, maybe, or something. Couple more things, really fast, and I'm going to wrap up here. So this concept of picking the right company, getting it at the right time, investing consistently, and then getting good at this system. Find out what you're naturally good at and just do that. That's it. It's pretty simple. But that's really what I've seen year after year after year as I've watched this industry. If you do that, you're going to do well. You want to be on the top of the world? Let me hear it. Okay? So excited to see all of you in 2 years at the next convention that's going to be in a gigantic place because we can't fit it all in. And you better be coming up to me saying, you were right, I'm making 10 times more money because I invested at the right time. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.